My name is Max Grundy. My buddy John Wells and I have been involved in the hot rod and custom scene for years. I do custom automotive art for Disney and SEMA. John puts together these crazy events that have motorcyclists, hot rod builders, flamethrowers, band guys.
Around the time we started doing these shows, our second child was born with some major heart problems. It was a lot to take on, but we've had a lot of support from the hot rod community, and we're there to try to give back to them.
John and his wife Kim started a charitable foundation to help pay it forward for a family in need. Each week, John and I are going to rally a different car or bike club to do something special for a family in need.
Because this isn't about love, all right?
And when it's all said and done, we get to do this.
Come up with $2,000 for you guys, but it's $2,000 more to go to these bills for Little Break.
We're a different kind of family, a motor family.
Being a guy that fixes cars and things for a living, because that's just what I know how to do, and then you get told, well, it's something you can't fix. That's the hardest. Yeah, there's a lot of fear. And in the line of work I'm in, there's paint stuff, chemicals, lead, and the first thing that goes through your head is, did I do it? And I don't know how many times I asked that.
You understand what's going on, but you hate going every minute like, okay, now what? Now where's he at? And what's going on now? I lost one grandson already. Full-term boy. That was hard. I didn't want it to happen again.
We had just gotten back from our daughter having her open heart surgery, and they called us and said, we just found out our child's going to have hypoplastic right heart syndrome.
We'll do anything for our kids, help them any way we can. Unfortunately, we didn't win the lottery. Some things we can help out monetarily, but not near enough.
Just imagine for yourself all the problems that could come along with that, those medical costs and that kind of stuff that's involved.
They weren't looking for financial help, they were just looking for some guidance. So we talked to them, and it just seemed fitting that they would be our family to help.
Some of these kids, they just need help just getting to the hospital. It doesn't take a lot of money, but a plane ride to Boston from Omaha, Nebraska, which could save a kid's life, these families might not have that $500, $800 to make it happen. It'd be awesome if we could do that.
Max! Hey man, what's going on?
What's going on, man?
Look at this treatment picking me up in the hot rod, baby. John and I are headed over to Dubuque, Iowa for one of the Midwest's premier hot rod and custom shows, Torque Fest. How's the show looking?
Amazing. We're gonna have the best turnout probably ever. I think it's gonna be great.
Sounds good.
You wanna hit it?
I'm ready, let's go. John was looking with Torque Fest to fill a void that has now morphed into something that can help other people. All right, man, so every year you have something planned different for your show. And so what do you have planned for this year's Torque Fest to raise money for a family this time?
Well, we're gonna do some chain racing.
Okay.
And you're gonna be a part of it.
Chain racing.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I don't know about that, but chain racing.
Trust me, you'll enjoy it.
All right, let's go.
Even though you probably don't think you're gonna enjoy it. Let's go. I think it's gonna be good. Trust me,
right,
you'll love it. You'll love it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the chain racing feature right here at Vintage Torque Fest 2015. Are you guys ready for some crazy races?
We got, apparently, I have the Gay Pride theme marriage equality vehicle that I'll be racing today. And it has no brakes. And the car behind me has no gas. So together we form a team of a functioning car. I'm not sure why that's fun, but apparently it's a great time. We'll see how it turns out.
The best thing for me last year, I'm gonna cry in front of a bunch of dudes. The best thing for me last year was
getting on top of that car and seeing everybody smiling. Because this is about love, all right? Just try to, have fun, but don't kill each other.
And of course, remember, ladies and gentlemen, this event is to help that great foundation, helpinghannahsheart.org. That's helpinghannahsheart.org. They help families with children with congenital heart defects. What a great foundation. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock will be a presentation for the family this year that will be helping out.
Chain racing is all about controlled mayhem. Front car has no brakes, 10-foot tow chain connected to the back car, which only has brakes. Max was not going to have any part of it. He was hesitant, to say the least. If you're coming on the inside, right, and that back car flips around, it's gonna force those other guys into the wall. So try to stay inside as best you can.
Got it. Our deaths will help a family in need. Isn't that heartwarming?
Yeah, right. We're not gonna die.
And of course, next team has to come in.
Does this helmet make my beard look fat?
Yeah, we don't want to be the last ones getting in line to get killed.
That kind of stuff.
Is that what you want? Some crazy train racing? Make some big noise for Vintage Contest!
It was funny because Max was so resistant to actually getting out there initially, and then once he was out there, he had so much fun, he actually wanted to go back out there, and I had to say, no, it's my turn.
Can I ride in the passenger seat? No.
Getting into their car.
All right, we're gonna show them how it's done.
So now it's John's turn at the chain racing. He's a little bit crazier than I am, so anything could happen.
Let's get some help out there right away.
Good? Throw your arms up. Show them you're good. Good. Go, yeah!
The thing I love about what John does at Torque Fest is, I mean, as you can see looking around, it's become like a hot rodder's mecca of artists, musicians, everybody involved in the scene, you know? And I remember when he first moved it to this location in Dubuque, it was just a few cars out front here. You know, it wasn't very much. And now, as you can see, all the buildings are opened up, everybody's vending, everybody's cars are all around, bikes going back and forth. It's turned into a big gathering of all people, you know, related to the vintage car and bike scene. How's it going?
Great, man.
I'm Max.
I'm Mike.
Good to meet you, Mike.
Good to meet you.
What do you think about this show we're at?
This is amazing.
Yeah?
There is so much to see.
How would you describe this show to people?
Anybody can find something that is going to blow their mind here. You know, I'm not necessarily part of this culture. But the more I see, the more I get into it.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate your time, man. Really good talking to you. All right, brother.
We call it a festival because there are a lot of things that happen. So if you're into music, we've got the different kinds of bands, you know, the rockabilly, the garage. So if you're into music, we're gonna give you 20 bands. That alone is worth showing up for. If you're a car guy, and you just are interested in seeing some really killer rides from these builders, well, we've got the feature building. If you're into, seeing the custom culture lifestyle, vendors, they come from all over the country to our event. If you're into the art, you want to see some really killer art, we've got the art show and then the art auction. If you don't even care about any of this stuff and you just want to people watch, dude, there's so many crazy people walking around at this thing. You could just stand around and like, wow, look at that dude. The thing that really sets our event apart from everybody else is the dirt track. There's only 2 other shows in the country that have a dirt track.
This is the Miss Torque Thrust Pinup Contest. Lots of beautiful ladies from all over the Midwest, all over the country, competing to win the title and represent this great car show, and of course helping Kansas Heart.
The Pinup Contest was something that we did not have for the first 2 years. It was by popular demand. It's now one of the most popular parts of our show, and people love it. You'll see a bigger crowd for the Pinup Contest for probably that than any other single event that we do.
I just enjoy coming here every year because everybody in the car show scene, especially here in the Midwest, just really seems like family. Everybody's just willing to help each other out with anything that they need.
They all have that same kind of mindset that the guys do. They're kind of just, look, we're not out for competition, we're not here for awards. We just want to kind of support each other because we love this old vintage style, and they're coming out and having a good time.
Team Miss Vintage Torque Fest, Emerson Curry.
I'm an automotive-inspired artist. Very early in my life, I realized that I liked things that were graphic, like folds, colors, black outlines. I came from a car family, so naturally all my artwork is cars and done in a graphic style. So I like my artwork to take you on a journey. For me, the car is a character in the scenario of the artwork, and my goal is to have it sort of take you someplace. Really, I guess if you could boil my work down to one word, I think it would be determined. I think if you look at the artwork, it's always you're out running a storm, you're out running a robot, you're breaking through the elements of fog and smoke. Because to me, the actual car is just a small part of it. Really, what's important about hot rod art and the hot rod culture scene is that it's how the cars make you feel. I think that's a pretty accurate definition of my artwork. I got my buddy over here, Dave Gray. He's chilling in his Ford pickup truck that he just recently finished. Thought we'd go over and have a chat with him and see what he says about his truck. What's up, brother? Tell us about your truck, man.
Oh,
you just got it done not too long ago.
Yeah, it's my winter project. We finished it up just in time for Detroit Autorama this year. 1933 Ford truck, powered by a 50 Cadillac motor, 39 Ford box, banjo rear end, real old school vintage pieces.
It's got this beautiful sheen to it. Is that a pearl and a metallic mix? What's going on with the paint?
It's actually a 2-stage pearl. So rather than metallic, it's got a pearl finish in it, and it's just a pearl gold that we had mixed up because I thought it would just fit the truck right.
Tell us what your interest is in these old pickup trucks.
I don't know. Like a lot of people, I started out in muscle cars and things, and I just kind of graduated and worked my way into these old hot rods.
You grew up.
Yeah, I matured.
Most people don't realize, maybe viewing at home, because maybe they've never sat in a hot rod, how small they really are. They're quite tiny.
These pickups are tiny.
Can you take us really quick, front to back, kind of what you've done here?
A friend of mine, Clark, started out with a stock headlight bar, whipped up the custom headlight bar out of it, welded it up. We got Guide 682J headlights, which are an aftermarket headlight.
On the, I don't know if you guys can see it at home, but the headlight bar is really neat because it fits the grill, the angle of the grill, and they've done a really nice job fabbing the bars together where everything looks seamless. That's hard to do when you're chrome plating something, so there's little things. You got rid of the bumper, right?
Yep, took the bumper off, just smoothed it up a little bit.
And then I like the It's neat to have the flow of the top hood but leaving the sides open. That's kind of a neat touch.
Yeah, to me visually they need the hood top just to keep a nice consistent line from front to back, but when you're sporting that high-end Cadillac motor, you want to let that hang out in the wind to show. So.
Okay, top chop. Was it a 3 or a 4 inch?
About a 4-inch chop on the top, yep.
All right, that's awesome, man.
And again, when we were doing the body work on it and things, we discovered that the chop was actually, after the welds were done, it was leaded in, so that was probably done, I'm guessing, sometime late 50s.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Anything on the bed you want to tell us about?
I used kind of an old school indoor car show trick as far as instead of going with the wood bed and the painted bed strips, I went with the puffed vinyl with foam underneath it just to get that white pop off the gold paint. And it
can't go wrong with the white and the gold together. We had talked a little bit before about your truck and I had mentioned it. It reminds me of the copper card, the Wertz copper card a little bit. And you created your own thing, but there has to be some influence from that truck a little bit.
There's influence from all of those cars in the little books, and when you start looking through the old magazines and see the ones that made print back in the day or were featured in the indoor shows back in the day, you pick and choose little parts and pieces from all of them when you do your builds.
Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely.
It's not reinventing the wheel, it's just kind of taking the best and from each and making it your own a little bit. Exactly.
Thanks for your time, man.
Hey, thank you.
Really good seeing you again.
Everybody's here, everybody's helping, everybody's contributing. I think really builds a positive vibe around these shows and what we're trying to accomplish with the charities.
Well, what do you guys think about the show?
It's awesome.
Me and John are firm believers that all the boats in the harbor rise at the same time. You know, we can all be successful and have good things happen for us. It's not just one or two guys that succeed. That's really, I think, a defining characteristic of the people involved in this scene is that everybody wants to help.
So when I came up to Nathan, I was sort of shocked to see him running the louver punch machine and working when he was sort of like, in a way, the guest of honor.
Well, how cool is this, guys? It's like got a portable louver. This thing is actually attached to a trailer.
The main reason we brought it here today was we could help out Hannah's heart and just do a good thing that way.
Oh, that's awesome.
So the art auction is one of the most important part of the shows because it focuses on the family.
Helping Hannah's Heart Foundation is a 501c3 established to help other children that have congenital heart defects. I'm going to give the microphone over to Mr. Gentry here. He has a son named Wyatt, and Wyatt had open heart surgery Thursday. He suffers from hypoplastic right heart syndrome, and for those who don't know, it's basically the right chamber of your heart is not same thing Hannah had, it's just the opposite side. And so he's doing well. Is he out of intensive care? All right, that's good news. That is great news that he's going to be out of intensive care as soon as they get ready to put him up there.
Well, first off, I start with he's one of the first guys that ever gave my shop a chance. It took me for serious. Being a young guy in the car community, it's hard at times. You probably saw me possibly doing louvers out front.
I wouldn't let John let me do the host family unless he let me punch some louvers to give back. And I spent most of this weekend, as you can tell by my red arms, punching louvers, and we ended up doing 933 louvers this year, so just in 2 days.
I got this right here will be our makings for the day. I just appreciate it. I don't know how else to say it.
That's probably one of the hardest stages I've had to stand up. I don't want to be there. Even though it was about us, but I didn't want to be up there.
What we do with the Helping Hannah's Heart Foundation is
I got up there to give him his money, and being John, he turned around and gave it right back to me. It's like, yeah, you jerk.
That's your money. You know, you keep that money. Maybe next year they're on their feet and they still do it and they contribute to the next family and pay it forward.
this goes right back to you for all your hard work. And then we've got $3,000 to give to you for the show today. So I just want to thank you. There's something else here that we want to start the auction off. And I'm not sure if people know the Wertz. The Wertz were our family last year. And
that's right. If you guys were here, little baby Taylin, and she did not make it.
The Wertz were our family last year. They had twin girls, Mackenzie and Taylin had heart problems and she passed away. So this year, they donated a special tricycle that had been customized by some of the artists.
She wanted to donate this for an auction piece for the Gentrys.
All right, guys, here we go. First item, guys, you have heard all about it right here. All right, custom, trike, pinstripe, and all, guys. Right there, somebody give me $100. Here, you're going to be bomb, you're going to be bomb.
At the auction, you know, it got up there, and the winning bidder says, roll it again.
Listen to that, folks. He says resell it.
And yeah, it's cool because people, you know, they want to support each other. And the second person said, roll again. The next person said, roll again. And I think it went on like 6 times, man. So they raised a good amount of money just on that. And we're so grateful that the community stepped up and helped them directly right then and there.
Sold it right here, $325. I see a pattern here, John. They say sell it again, guys. We appreciate so much each and every one of you.
When they got that money, man, it was such a blessing. So we're totally stoked that they were able to capture that extra money above what the foundation was able to do. So we provided the forum for that to happen. And then the Wiltzies given the trike, you know, it's kind of a pay it forward from them from last year. It's just a one big giant community that comes together and supports each other. And that's, to me, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Thank you guys so much. That was amazing. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you guys.
I didn't want to do just a normal car show, not some McDonald's cruise in to raise money. I wanted to make it like a real big deal where people would actually come out, be excited about the event.
It's just a great community where everybody, no matter whether you have tattoos or you don't have tattoos or whatever it is you're into, everybody comes together for the common denominator, and that is to help people that need help.